We have the honor of having Enrique here. He's showing us how fantastic Don Julio is, and he's going to tell us all about it, starting from the production, from the maturation, and also all the way to the bottle. Okay?
Yes, of course. Well,
All right.
thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
And well, let's get started. I'm going to put a little sample. And why don't you tell us what sets Don Julio apart from all other brands in tequila?
Well, the history of Don Julio as a brand starts with the history of a man. We have our founder, that is Don Julio Gonzalez. He founded the company in 1942.
Okay.
And he, since the beginning, of course, he made tequila. He wanted to produce tequila. And it started as a business. But the real truth to him is that he's a very straight guy. He's a very honest guy to produce the best of the best, even in the all things that he made in his life. And then when he had the company, he started to say, okay, to make tequila is a business, but I want the best tequila for myself, for my friends, for my family. And he started from the agave, okay? That is our raw material, the agave azul tequilana Weber.
Okay.
All the tequilas are made with that. And what he started to do is to seed it in a special way. That means that why a special? He seeded quite a part of the rest of the industry. Okay, he permitted to grow larger the agave.
Okay.
He gave more space to grow. Okay, and then he obtained a better agaves.
Okay.
Then he harvests up to the time that is totally mature. He didn't did it with for the time. Okay, usually all the tequilas goes and after 6 or 7 years goes and crop it all together.
Right.
And then Julio started to select it and say, this is the one that is mature, and then another one, and then selected by hand. And with the time and all during the whole process was the same characteristics of make in the perfection. Okay, he started to harvest and then put it into the furnace for a longer time. Then we have a special yeast developed for him. And at the end, the perfect distillation for produce the flavors and aromas that we have it.
Okay. Now, when we talk about agave, are we talking naturally grown, or you use some pesticides, some?
No. This is natural grown. Of course, they're in the highlands. We use only agave azul coming out from the highlands.
Okay. Another combination.
We have two mainly regions in Jalisco, the highlands and the lowlands. We use only agave that is around 50 miles around our distillery. Okay, we don't use agave from any other part.
Okay.
And then we keep it and we grow our own agave.
Very well. And when it comes to fermentation, you said you have your own yeast streams.
Yes.
Okay. And these they do yield specific flavors. I mean, what kind of characteristics you're looking for when you have these selected special streams?
Yes, when that yeast stream was developed about 35 years from him, from Don Julio, and keep it in a special way. Okay, we don't buy it from a third-party yeast, or even we don't use wild yeast. This used to be a wild yeast, but was isolated 30 years ago, looking the characteristics that Don Julio wants in the product. Okay, as you know, in all our families, we have a very, very smooth flavors. We have a sweet flavors. Okay, honeys. That's one of the characteristics of our products.
Yeah, a little citrus hint I always get in Don Julio.
Yes, always. That is coming out from since the Blanco, in our Blanco. All that citrus is changing through the time of aging. Okay, in the Blancos is a citrus that you can relate it as a lime. And then going like now we have it here in 1942. You can describe it like an orange peel or like a tangerine. It's a citric, but it's very sweet.
Like caramelized.
Yeah.
Very well. Yeah, lovely nose. Now, as far as maturation goes, these are all mature and white American oak barrels, or use any other like French or?
No, we use only American white oak and one term bourbon or American whiskey. We don't use new barrels. We use one term from American whiskey.
Okay, very well. And when it comes to the Who is the person in charge of the blending, the master blender?
Well, here what we have it, we don't blend it.
Okay.
By the way, to obtain the flavors and aromas that we have it, we don't blend it.
Okay.
Okay, we work in the way that each lot needs to reach the perfect profile that we want it.
Okay.
Okay, in the case that we have 5 Don Julio, that is Blanco, Reposado, Añejo, 1942 that we have here, and Real, with a different time of agings. And what we work is with the time of those lots. Okay, that means that the Reposado is an average of 8 months, but sometimes we release it at 7 or maybe at 9 or 10. But what we do is that each lot reach a perfect profile that we want it, and then we release it. But really, we don't blend different ages or different flavors.
Okay.
Okay, we reach each one kind of our products. 1942 goes between 2.5 to 3.5 years. That sounds like take a long time, but that is what it is, because sometimes we release it at 3 years, sometimes we release it at 3.2 years. Okay, that's why we have it up to the time that the whole lot has the flavor that we want it, then we release it.
So basically, you're trying to say that in some cases, Don Julio 1942 can qualify as an extra añejo?
And only once has been over 3 years, but
Okay.
only once.
Okay, so there's a possibility.
Yes, can be, yes.
Very well. Very well.
That's why we say that we have a range between 2.5 and 3.5. Our Real, Don Julio Real, that is an extra añejo. It's over 3 years. We have having from 3 years up to 5 years, the Real.
Now, let us know a little bit about how the brand performs in Mexico City and also in the United States, or in Mexico in general, for this matter.
Well, in Mexico, since the time that has been in the market has been successful. Since those times now, and we continue, we are the #1 sold tequila in the ultra premium sector.
Okay.
And well, in Mexico, we represent an icon, a Mexican icon. Everybody knows Don Julio. It's an aspirational thing also. The people who wants a great party, a great wedding, everybody deserves to say, okay, I'm going to give Don Julio. And that's part of not only the tradition, no, it's part of the quality that has been supported, that image that we have. The consumers really, really like it. And again, since that, it has been a big compromise to maintain and sustain during all those times the quality that Don Julio made it since the beginning. No?
Okay. Do you think the ultra premium category, as I'll call Don Julio, has had a big push in the past, let's say, decade? Or
yes, of course. Well, in the industry of tequila exists a line that is before Don Julio and after Don Julio. Don Julio put the ultra premium tequila in the world, and in Mexico and in the world. And the way to sustain that is now you can find, I don't know, 30, 40 brands that done something. Okay, and we were the first one. Okay, we were the first one to have a wood over cap. We have to have a colored bottle. That means that really Don Julio put a differential in the industry. And of course, we have been a trend brand. Again, not only in the outside, in the inside, following the quality and the way to produce an ultra premium tequila. No? Before Don Julio, didn't exist the ultra premium category in tequila. Okay, and Don Julio put that in the world.
Very well. And I have another question. Well, this is mainly because a lot of our customers, they ask whether there is the addition of any caramel coloring or any other agents to modify somehow the texture of the spirit itself. Is there anything you add to Don Julio in general?
No, by the way, as I told you before, the way that we put it in the barrels, we wait up to the time that we reach the profile, even if it's Reposado, Añejo, 1942, and Real. Both the 4 products that have been in barrels, we keep it enough time that we reach the perfect profile, and then we don't add the things. As you say, after that, even in our color, you can see this is a 3 years age product, and really is not a dark product. And we don't add coloring in order to present that we have a longer time aging. We let it in the way that our product come out from the barrel, and that is what it is. No, it's a very experienced way to say that we don't add anything. different brands. We don't have a special brand that we use for our barrels. And of course, we play in a little way how we decided which barrels continue to produce our product or which ones needs to pass to the next one level. No? That means not all the barrels goes to 1942 and Real. Only part of the barrels, when we look how they act and how they are reacting with the reposado and the añejo, then we selected which one has the best characteristics for goes to 1942 and Real.
Okay.
And then we select it and we keep it.
All right. And your warehouses, are those temperature control, humidity control, or
Yes.
just?
Yes, we have it. Well, even as you know, perfect in Mexico, we have quite much higher temperatures than in other parts of the world.
Can't wait to be there.
Yes, and of course it's a warmer weather during the whole year. And we have summers with over 90s in Fahrenheit, but we have a control and temperature and humidity control to maintain it not as cool as in another part of the world, but we control it. Yeah.